cheap DIY way to fix this problem. And I found it. Able to purchase this one out of eBay, but I have good news and bad news. I dreamt of white RTX 5090 card for my white build. I couldn't find it for the affordable price, so I built my own. If you're interested, stay with me. If you were building your own PC in 2025, you understand me. It's extremely hard to get your hand on the graphics card this year. My PC build is ready. The only one component was lacking, the GPU. I wanted RTX 5090, but I wanted on the affordable, fair price, which I consider MSRP. I'm not into overclocking editions, I'm not into overspending for the GPU, but the problem is that white GPU always have premium. So what I did, I ended up with buying Zotac RTX 5090 solid, non-overclock card. I was able to buy it at MSRP 9 months after the launch. And actually I was in that line that day when the sale started, waiting for hours without any success. But I know there are a lot of people who are watching who ended up with a black card, gray card, having white build, because they just don't have other options. You either buy an other color or you just don't have any graphics card at all. But honestly, I'm not impressed. I would like to find the cheap DIY way to fix this problem. And I found it. Ta-da! I get your first thought. Have I heard cheapest a second ago? Yes, it is cheapest. This is not a new card, and this is not a functional card. Hear me out. Because of the AI boom, there are businesses and individuals who are purchasing these consumer-grade cards. Then they extract GPU and memory chips out of them to create Frankenstein cards built for AI specifically with large memory volumes. But they have the rest of the card available for sale. eBay is full of listings of such cards of different colors, different vendors, different manufacturers available for quite affordable price. So I was able to purchase this one out of eBay, but I have good news and bad news. This is the product. Again, as I mentioned, it doesn't have GPU or memory chips. It will never work. It's just the rest of the components available for you. So you can see it still in the plastic wrap. So it was likely never even fired, even once. It was right after the purchase, it was disassembled, memory chips extracted, and then it was ready for sale. All the manufacturer packaging, etc. But it has all I need for my device. I need a white shroud, which is on top with a fan stack, and I need a back plate, which is white color. As a bonus, I have an additional cooling system, if I need it, a radiator with a vapor chamber. So let's go to the bad news. So the bad news is that in order to remove that shroud from the top of the card, there are 6 small screws easily available from the top, but also there are 2 screws right here in the bottom of the card, and they are covered with the PCB. So it means in order to do what I am going to do with my card, I will need to fully disassemble my card and likely get rid of warranty. So it means if you would like to follow my path and you would like to do something like this, keep in mind, assess all risks and make sure that you are familiar with this process and you're comfortable with this process and you understand all risks before going to it. Let's keep going. The graphics card consists of a shroud with a fan stack. Then there is a radiator with vapor chamber. Then there is a mid plate, kind of mid plate, acting as a physical reinforcement of the card. And then there is a back plate. So the back plate is also a different color. We'll start with white card. We'll disassemble it. I'll show you all the thickness of the thermal pads. Again, if you would like to follow my path, I'll show you a diagram of those sizes. We'll again disassemble, look inside, and then when I prepare the components here, I'm going to switch to this card and disassemble it. So this is what we'll need today. I have a mechanical screwdriver set. I have electric screwdriver set. I have thermal pads, 1 millimeter thickness, 2 and 2.5. I chose Creonaut Extreme thermal paste from Thermal Grizzly, and I'll share the thermal performance after the process, the data with you. There are links to purchase these if you'd like in the description. By purchasing, you support the channel, and this video is not sponsored. Even the backplate is still in plastic. So I'm going to remove the backplate first. To do it, I'm unscrewing the screws on the perimeter. So I'm going to remove it. Again, this card was disassembled before, so this should be a pretty straightforward process. Okay. So based on my measurement, all the thermal pads here are 2.5 millimeters thick, and they're in pretty good shape, because again, to my understanding, this card was never used. Next step, I'm disassembling the radiator from the white card. I'm unscrewing these 4 screws, plus these 3 screws in the I/O shield. So before doing that, we are going to disconnect all the cables going to the shroud. There is 1 cable on this side, and there are 3 cables connected to the PCB on this side. I disconnected these and that one. So this PCB is removed pretty easily. And this is what I was telling you about. There is no GPU and no memory chips, so this is why this price is very affordable, and this is why it will never work. There are 3 cables I was talking about, plus 1 more cable. I can measure, and I will show you the diagram right now of the thickness of these pads. And my next step is I would like to remove white shroud, and to do it, these are 2 tricky screws which are covered by PCB, so there is no way to remove the shroud without fully disassemble it. So I'm going to remove those screws and get that white shroud out of the radiator. So I just flipped it. I removed these 2 screws which held the shroud from the bottom. Now I'm going to remove 6 screws from the top. Disassembly is completed. So this is the removed white shroud, and this is the backplate. So now I have everything. I'm moving to the black card. I have fully disassembled my primary card. You can see the chips are here present. This is my backplate, this is my radiator. I'm going to reuse this radiator and these thermal pads. They're all good. I'm going to unscrew these 2 screws, remove the shroud, and replace it with a new shroud. So, these are 2 shrouds, and I'm currently mounting the white one to the radiator. I mounted my fan stack. I put cables through. Next step, I'm going to clean the existing thermal paste with isopropyl alcohol and replace it with thermal grizzly. Now it's time to replace thermal paste on the chip. Now it's time to connect the cables and assemble the card back. The cables are connected, the card is put together. Now I'm connecting the mounting bracket. Final step, I'm going to assemble the backplate and put final screws. Just have a look at my result. It's gorgeous. This is exactly what I wanted. I put the old shroud on that non-working card just to keep it in place. But overall, I'm overly satisfied. Here down below you can see the thermal results. And join me for my next video where I'll tell you in details about my build.